He was never the kind of person who demanded attention. He didn't speak loudly about his plans or try to impress people with big promises. While others were busy explaining their dreams to the world, he quietly focused on building his own. Silence was not something he feared, it was something he chose. He believed that the strongest foundations are built where no one is watching. Every day began before sunrise, not because life was easy, but because his goals required discipline. In the quiet hours of the morning, when the world was still asleep, he worked on himself. There were no guarantees, no shortcuts, and no applause. Just effort, repetition, and faith in a future that existed only in his mind. People around him didn't understand his choices. They measured success in quick results, visible progress, and social approval. He had none of that. Years passed, and from the outside, it looked like nothing was changing. Friends moved on with their lives. Some succeeded fast, some failed loudly, and some settled for comfort. He stayed on his path, even when it felt lonely. The early years tested him deeply. Working hard without results is one of the most painful experiences. There were days when he questioned himself, nights when doubt felt heavier than exhaustion. Quitting often seemed reasonable. After all, no one would blame him. But deep down, he knew that walking away would hurt more than failing. So he stayed. Mistakes became part of his routine. He failed, adjusted, learned, and failed again. Each setback forced him to grow mentally. He stopped chasing motivation and started relying on discipline. Motivation fades, but discipline carries you forward when emotions disappear. Slowly, his mindset changed. He stopped expecting immediate rewards and started trusting long-term growth. As time passed, silence became heavier. People assumed he was wasting his life. Some offered advice he never asked for. Others quietly judged him. He listened without reacting. He understood that not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Explaining yourself to people who don't share your vision only drains energy. Sacrifices followed. Comfort was one of them. He chose improvement over entertainment, learning over leisure, and progress over pleasure. Social life faded. Sleep was often interrupted by thoughts of how to improve, how to fix mistakes, how to move forward. The cost was high, but the purpose was clear. By the middle years, passion alone was no longer enough. The excitement of starting something new was gone. What remained was consistency, showing up on days when he felt empty, continuing when results were delayed. This was the phase where most people quit not because they failed, but because they got tired of waiting. He didn't. He learned to be patient with himself. He learned that growth is not always visible. Sometimes progress happens internally before it ever shows externally. His thinking became sharper. His emotions became more controlled. His tolerance for uncertainty increased. Silence was shaping him into someone stronger than he had ever been. There were moments when everything collapsed. Plans failed completely. Circumstances forced him to start over from nothing. Those moments hurt the most. Starting again after years of effort is emotionally exhausting. But instead of giving up, he rebuilt himself again with more experience, more wisdom, and less fear. By the later years, something shifted. He was no longer guessing, he was executing. He understood his strengths, accepted his weaknesses, and trusted his process. Small opportunities appeared, not dramatic, not life-changing, but enough to confirm that he was moving in the right direction. He stayed calm. He stayed quiet. Then came the 11th year. It didn't arrive with celebration. It looked like every other year at first. Same routine, same discipline, same silence. Until one moment changed everything. Preparation met opportunity. Timing aligned with effort. What followed looked sudden to everyone else, but to him, it felt earned. People called it luck. They called it coincidence. Some called it an overnight success. They didn't see the years of doubt, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, or the failures. They didn't hear the silence he lived in for over a decade, but the result spoke clearly. Those who once doubted him now listened. Those who ignored him now noticed. But he didn't change. Success didn't make him loud. It didn't make him arrogant. Silence had already taught him who he was. He continued working, not to prove anything, but because growth had become part of his identity. This story is not about talent or luck. It is about patience, discipline, and the courage to keep going when no one is watching. Working in silence does not mean you are falling behind. It often means you are building something strong enough to last. The world celebrates results, but it forgets the years of unseen effort that create them. Many people quit not because they are incapable, but because they expect success too early. They underestimate how long real growth takes. This story reminds us that progress is not always visible, and that is okay. The most important changes often happen internally in mindset, habits, and resilience long before they appear externally. If you are in your quiet phase, feeling ignored, doubted, or tired, understand this. Silence is not punishment. It is preparation. Every day you show up without recognition, you are strengthening yourself. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you move closer to the person you are meant to become. Success is not an event. It is the result of thousands of small decisions made consistently over time. Keep working, keep learning, keep improving, even when no one notices. One day, the results will speak so clearly that no explanation will be required, and the silence you once struggled with will become the reason you succeeded.